Hello. Let's see if I remember how to do this. I think so far so good. I need to refamiliarize myself with Streamlabs. There's a lot of new buttons, I don't know what they do. Yes, we have Kermie Please now. That was a last minute addition in the Vine Mario because I had to, and they were available and shared. But yeah, hi. Welcome back to the stream after a long time. Thanks for coming. Uh, as you know, you haven't streamed in like 7 months. Yeah, as as we know, it's been a long time. And today is this was kind of a last minute thing as well. You know, I'd been putting off streaming like forever, and I was just like, you know, things have been shit, and I'm like just not feeling it. But today is the anniversary of Super Mario Brothers. So I said, why not just play that? You know, celebrate it in some small way, I guess. I obviously didn't have anything special planned, but they obviously recently added it to the Switch. Makes it very easy for me to stream instead of doing it on the Super Nintendo, which I would have done eventually. But I figured this was as good an excuse as any to just play some Mario. So that's what we're gonna do. I even got, look at that, technology. So if you'll allow me to, you know, excuse any bumps in the ride here, since it has been so long, you know, let me know of any sort of hiccups. Let me know volume, how that is, because, I mean, everything should be the same, but I'm always skeptical with this sort of stuff, so, you know, who knows. Anyway, I've stalled long enough. I asked myself, why isn't the Mario All-Stars plus Mario World with the better Luigi sprite? But then I saw Mario World was already on SNES Online. To be honest, I said not that long ago, something on Twitter, I was like, I don't even ever expect them to actually add All-Stars, because all four of these games, and obviously Super Mario World, are available already on the, you know, the NES Online thing. And knowing Nintendo, it's like, well, yeah, why would they give you the option? But, yeah, obviously during that Direct that they just dropped out of nowhere, it's like, oh, hey, Mario All-Stars now on SNES Online, which was a nice little surprise, because I like these versions. These are the ones that I, you know, I say grew up with. I grew up with all the versions, but this is the one that I had first and played first for all four of these games. So there is a special bit of nostalgia here for me. And I was just thinking, like, I know we have like an old home movie sort of thing, like on VHS, of me getting this game at like Christmas or my birthday or something. And just doing like a power stance and screaming, Mario All-Stars! Because I was like 3 or 4 when this came out, and did not have a lot of Mario games. Did not have a lot of video games, you know, period, yet. And I was getting into Mario really big with, you know, Super Mario Land and World. And this was 4 Mario games at the same time. And I had no idea at like 4 years old that these were previously released games. They were just all new to me, and I didn't question it. There is that bit of physics difference apparently hitting the blocks. Yes. I don't know. That is the one thing about this version I don't like, and there is a patch that people have made to recreate the original physics, but yeah, basically, for some reason, in this version, when you know, hit the bricks, you go through them a little bit instead of rebounding, like, directly back off of them, which was not present in any other Mario game before or since. Oh, we're doing full playthrough, by the way. It's already short. It would be even shorter if I just did the warps. But yeah, that's like the one thing I dislike about this version, because the original is so much snappier. And this is like that weird, like, you just like mush through the blocks. And it doesn't match up with any other Mario game. So that's always been like a little like outlier. But as far as like, you know, the graphics and the music of this version go, this is like my favorite. Plus this is like, I feel like this had more to be remastered than 2 and 3 did. Because, like, when you look at Mario 2 and 3 on this collection, you know, like, all the sprites are basically the same. Just, like, you know, more colors, shading. And then, like, you know, like, obviously, like, there's backgrounds that are completely new. But Mario 1 and Lost Levels, like, they rebuilt that visually from the ground up. So, it's, like, an even more apparent overhaul. It was just a Goomba. Hey, Joe. Does it make the game easier? Not really. Not in my opinion. I don't think it necessarily, like, for, you know, the average person would make it easier or harder. But for me, even though this was my first version, I am far more used to the original physics. I guess because, like I said, every other Mario uses that sort of rebounding off the brick. And I'm glad they didn't, like, continue with that. But it's still just, like, an odd choice. But, and again, people have made, like, a mod that, God damn it. A mod that just gives you... And I've used it as well, and it's very nice. Yeah, the boss song. I like this bonus song a lot, which is obviously not in the original. And, yeah, so like I said, I had this first, so when I went, like, backwards to the original and realized what this actually was initially, like, we had a friend of ours. Yeah, so I had the Game Boy first, and then I had the Super Nintendo. I never had the NES. But we had a friend who had an NES, and he had, like, Mario 1 and 2. I remember playing at his house. And, yeah, I remember playing, like, Mario 1 and being like, oh, this is, like, so weird. Like, why is, like, in, like, the underground level, I was like, why is the background just, like, pitch black? Like, why doesn't it have the bonus song when you go down the pipe or whatever? But it was, like, fascinating at the same time that there was, like, this alternate version of the game that I didn't even know existed. I feel like White Gloves Mario wasn't a thing before this. It kind of wasn't. like, he always wore gloves in, like, the artwork, but the sprites for Mario 1, 2, and 3, he didn't have gloves. And I believe in this version of Mario 3, he still does not have gloves. But they added them in the Game Boy Advance remake. And, you know, speaking of that, I really like this sprite of Mario just because he still has the red overalls. And there's a part of me that wishes this was still like his primary color scheme. I like the red overalls a lot better than just like the normal blue. Because blue is like, well, you know, anybody can have blue overalls. The NES sprites couldn't support that many colors, so white gloves wasn't really worth it. Exactly, yeah. It was 3 colors. 3 in transparency. And they did like that trick in Mario 2, where like they gave Mario and Luigi like the whites of their eyes by putting another sprite of just white behind them. But that was not used for gloves. And I always really like this background with the Goomba pillars. There's like a lot of weird things that they added to All-Stars that you would not expect. Like little touches that you don't see anywhere before or after. And yet he has the iconic look of the white gloves derived from vaudeville and early cinema. Sonic has them too, yeah. I love... You know it's a great character when they have white gloves. For no reason. Like Uncle Grandpa. And probably a few others. Some mouse dude, I think, has them. I don't know. Ooh. Oh yeah, Cuphead does have them. Bugs Bunny, when they're not yellow. Roger Rabbit has gross yellow gloves. We always used to, my brother and I, when we would play this, we always used to say, you know, this bonus sign right here was like a candy bar. I don't know why. I think like it reminded me of like a candy bar wrapper or something. And like we would go in there, I probably should have stayed and done it, but like we would go in there and like make them eat it by like jumping in front of it. You gotta make up your own fun when you're like 4, 5. I just know they used to wear white gloves in black and white movies so you could see their hands. I did not know that was the reason for it. I just never questioned it. I was like... I thought it was just a trend. How is the volume and everything, now that we're 3 worlds in? I mean, I assume it's audible. Missed the one-up trick, but we don't need it. Sounds great. That's good. I never know how to adjust this stuff. Especially, and I'm considering I need to invest in a new mic or like a headset mic, probably. Something that's like noise canceling. Because I do not think... I don't think the microphone I have has any sort of good noise cancellation, and I'm not sure a pop filter would do a whole lot. Oh. Ran out. Could be louder. I can raise everything a bit. I do tend to leave it a little quieter, or like a little more towards the quiet side. Just because I tend to notice when watching streams back, I hear a lot of like crackles and stuff in the mic, but again, that is probably just the microphone. This is an old microphone, too. Even though it's like been lightly used. As long as it's not like the biggest deal. And I know, like, you're probably, like, hearing, like, my fan and, like, the button pushes, which is why I would like to get something that has a bit more... I don't know, I have to look into... I've never had a headset mic, so... I imagine those are, you know, everybody uses them for streaming, so I imagine that's probably a good call. He accidentally bass boosted Punch-Out Wii. Oh gosh. I really dislike dealing with audio issues. So as long as like they're okay, I'll take that as a victory. The worst is like synchronization, like doing animations. That was always, like, the bane of my existence, was just trying to get things to properly sync. Or, you know, stay in sync, really, and not fall out after several minutes of footage. So this is going to be short, you know. So what I'm going to do is jump into Lost Levels after that, after I finish this. And I feel like that should make for a more full stream. Even though it is not... it is not the anniversary of Lost Levels, obviously. Just this one. And I went back and forth on, like, which one should I play. Should I just go straight for the original? I wanted to... Something that had been on my list of things to stream for a while was Versus Super Mario Brothers. Just because it's slightly different, and I feel like that one doesn't get talked about a lot. And it's, like, more challenging, but feels more like a true version to me. But, yeah, once Nintendo had that announcement and they put this on, I was like, yeah, I love this version. This will make me happy going back to it, so why not? Mario skills. I love all the little Toad animations. Yeah, that's what I mean, like, they really just completely overhauled this game compared to 2 and 3. So, like, each world has a different Toad animation that usually corresponds to the world. from the front, this Mario looks like Luigi. Kinda, yeah. And I guess it's because they're like the same size in this one. Like Mario's not really shorter than Luigi this time. I guess to match the NES sprite. But speaking of the announcement, you know, the Mario 35th anniversary direct. Obviously, we got, excuse me, 3D All Stars coming out this week. So this is, you know, I'm using the excuse of Mario's anniversary to stream, but this is also like a practice stream before I do 3D All Stars. To make sure I can still do this. You know, all summer went by. I have not streamed since February. To put that on the record. And it's not that I don't want to, I've just not been in the right headspace for it. And that's a hard enough thing for me to do to begin with. And I mean, you know, like I said, since February. You know what wasn't a thing in February? Quarantine. So, going to the previous stream versus this one, things are very different now. Not that I need to tell anyone watching, but, you know, just for the record, there's a little virus going around. But, yeah, I've been wanting to stream and just have not been in the mood to do so. I wanted to stream Mario Sunshine during the summer, you know, appropriately, because that's my favorite 3D Mario game, and I like the summertime, I like the tropical locale of that game and everything, and I never got around to it. And at the same time, there were, you know, those rumors. The rumor do come out of the 3D Mario collection. And, you know, looking back, it was like, that rumor kind of got bastardized almost immediately. But after the announcement finally happened, like, I looked back at the original rumor, which pretty much just said what did happening, which was a collection for the Switch with Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, and Mario Galaxy. But at the time, I don't remember when that rumor first started circulating, or leak, or whatever you want to call it. But it quickly became like, this is too good. This would never happen. Nintendo would never do that. If Nintendo even released these games again, they would release them individually for $60, you know, yada yada yada. To our surprise, the 3D collection is real. No Galaxy 2. Odd choice, in my opinion, but I'm happy just to have it. I don't think I was even really... I really would have expected complete remasters, especially for Sunshine and Galaxy, which I think don't need it. You just upscale them, which is exactly what they did. Just make them HD. Just make it bigger, forehead. I kind of wondered if Mario 64 would have gotten like a bigger overhaul again. Sort of like what they did for what you're seeing right here. But I'm, you know, Nintendo's obviously been hit hard too this year. So I wasn't expecting much to begin with, unlike a lot of people who were getting angry at the lack of directs. But you know, that the summer went by and I was like, I want to stream Sunshine, But what if that rumor's real? Like, what if I stream Sunshine and they come out with the 3D collection? And obviously I did not end up streaming it, and the 3D collection is a thing, so I will now be streaming it through that. That was cool. I am supposed to get it, hopefully. I pre-ordered a physical copy, even though they are in limited demand. Limited supply, rather. High demand. I did pre-order, and so far the pre-order has not been canceled, and is supposed to be here on launch day, which is, you know, this Friday, the 18th. So, if all goes according to plan, I'll just, whenever that shows up at my doorstep, I'll just stream Mario Sunshine. And I'm looking forward to doing that. I wonder if the Mario 64 source code leak helped with 3D All-Stars somehow. The source code leak was not that long ago. I have a feeling this was probably, you know, cut and print for a while already. When did the source code leak happen? There's been so many frickin' leaks. If only Nintendo had, like, a plumber to fix those leaks. Those leaky pipes. I don't know who they could call to do that. Either way, I don't think that had an effect on it one way or another. I think that was just a weird kind of appropriate coincidence of, like, all the Mario 64 stuff that has happened this year. They found Luigi. They fucking found him. L was real the whole time. Bullet Bill, more like Bullet Killed. I heard the leak has been known about for years, since 2018. That's another thing I heard, that it's, like, been coming in waves, so I don't know how long this specific leak has actually been a thing. And it's so much information that it's just all kind of, like, coming in waves as they dump it or whatever. Because there was just another one a few days ago, like a ton of Game Boy games. It didn't seem to make nearly as big of an impact. But the only thing I saw from that was, like, Pokemon Cross. I really like the night background in this game. Not so much during winter. I like this here. It feels like for some reason this plus the music just feels like a warm summer night. This level has, like, 3 or 4 bonus rooms. I'm legitimately excited for that Mario Game & Watch. which is like such a weird but extremely cool piece of hardware to me. Because I love little, like, portable systems. Especially one, like, you just put 1 or 2 games on a console and just call it a day. It's just something that you, like, pick up and play. I'm just worried, again, the pre-orders are going to be... Or, not the pre-orders, but just, you know, trying to get one in general is going to be a pain in the ass. Oh yeah, I saw a chat message and never read it. I think the canceled pre-orders only happen at one storefront unless something changed. Yeah, in regards to 3D All-Stars. Yeah, I think I only heard... I forget where. I think... was it Target, maybe, that happened? But yeah, so far so good. Nice. I just hopped on, like, the first pre-order I saw. I thought it was, like, someplace in the UK. Oh, wait, yeah, I think you're right. Excuse me. I don't know, does UK have Target? I don't think they do. But no, I think you are right. I mean, Nintendo needs to cut it with the limited supply stuff that they always do. That was obviously a big problem with, like, Amiibos. It was a big problem with the Wii, trying to get a Wii. It was a big problem with the NES. The manufactured scarcity of their products. And their fans are just so, you know, scalp happy that the average person, you know, ends up missing out because they didn't invent a bot to buy 500 of a listing the second it got put online. Did anybody else have the Mario Macaroni and Cheese when that came out? Because that was a thing around the time this came out. And I know that because I remember there were, like, screenshots of Mario All-Stars on, like, the back of the box of macaroni and cheese. There was, like, a... there was, like, a screenshot of, like, the end of this or Lost Levels. And I had never... Well, there's the infinite one-up trick. Not that we need it. Hey, Diego. You're getting real lucky with these Hammer Bros. They are... Oh, lovely. They are so much more menacing in this game in Lost Levels, I feel like. Especially the ones that walk towards you in Lost Levels. Those are the worst enemy in all of Mario history. He does it without trying or meaning. What, the Hammer Brothers? I've played this game so many times. It's complete, like... It's beyond muscle memory at this point. I mean, I say that, and I jumped directly upwards into a bullet bill literally like a minute ago, so... I mean, that's not really a brag. I don't know why that Mario Game & Watch is... It doesn't include the actual Super Mario Bros. Game & Watch game. It is also, you know, Nintendo with their confusing name conventions. We now have a Game & Watch from, you know, the mid-'80s called Super Mario Bros., but now we have Super Mario Bros. Game & Watch. Or maybe it's flipped. Maybe it's Game & Watch : Mario Brothers. I don't know. We get Ball, like Game & Watch Ball again. And if they were going to do that, why didn't they use Mario the Juggler? Oh, the Infinite Lives. Yeah, I did not mean to do that on that level. The one I meant to do it on was World 3-1. But then it just ended up happening there anyway. I know Lost Levels is like bullshit hard at a lot of points. But I genuinely like that game better than this one. Mostly because it has more levels, but it also doesn't have as many recycled levels. There's only like a couple levels that get, you know, reused and made harder. But like obviously, you know, the fish bridge and the water level are the same as they were in World 2. Some of the castles are repeated. But I remember seeing, like, multiple, like, of course, there's, like, we rank all the Mario games from best to worst, and I feel like Lost Levels is always dead last. Because it's like, oh, it's just a copy of the first game, it's hard, and I can't beat it, so it's at the end. I would genuinely, I think, put Super Mario Brothers at the bottom. And that pains me to say because I do love that game, this game. But this is like a series that just got better and better. So it's not to say that it's the worst, it's just the least best compared to... Like, I would probably rank the bottom 3 Mario games as Super Mario Brothers, then Super Mario Land, then Lost Levels. After that, please don't ask me to rank, because I will have a crisis. I've watched people play Lost Levels for hours and hours on the same level. I've seen that too, like, once you get to, like, some of those mid-levels with, like, huge gaps in the middle, people start throwing controllers. Part of me feels like they will start releasing more of those Game & Watch colors with different NES games. I would be all for that. Again, I think that is a really exciting little thing. I mean, personally, I just find little systems like that fascinating. Between the size and, you know, just the idea of put a game on there, even though, like, you can play it elsewhere, but, you know, a dedicated system to a game, or a couple of games. In a world where we're used to having a console that plays multiple games, you know, it's going back, obviously, to the days of the original Game & Watches was just one game, one system. I'd be more interested if it had all the NES games in one. I'd hack it so that it has every NES, SNES, and Game Boy game. If only, God. That would be great. I mean, I know I just said, like, I like the idea of one game to a system, just as a novelty. But, you know what's even more enticing? Is just having any game you want at your fingertips, and just pull it out of your pocket. I mean, you didn't hear it from me, but there are some Chinese handhelds that will allow you to do that. I would take this as the Game Boy Classic. I want a Game Boy Classic so bad. In like my ideal one, they would never do this, but my ideal one would be like just cut to the Game Boy Advance. The Game Boy Advance, design-wise, is like my favorite handheld. Perfect size, perfect shape. Just take that, give it a backlight, put in a bunch of Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance games. You know, chargeable. That would be perfect. But I don't think they would. I think they would release, like, you know, if anything, I think they would release something that looked like the original Gray Brick Game Boy. And you would only get, obviously, classic, original Game Boy games on that. We're almost at the end, by the way. Remember when you were a kid and this game took you, like, you know, 1,000 tries to beat over the course of several years? And I have been streaming for 45 minutes. With probably the first 10 to 15 of those just being me stalling. I wish I had some electronics knowledge. I'd like to build a handheld Raspberry Pi bullshit thingy. That kind of stuff is so cool. But yeah, I have no hardware knowledge to be able to do that. But I love seeing little things like that. There was like I was talking to Sean about this. Well, because he sent me a video of it, but I had seen somebody else do it. Somebody put, like, an entire Wii in, like, a Game Boy type shell. And it was playable. Like, it was literally just, like, these people who they make... God damn it. I really wanted to have the Fire Flower at the end. These people make, you know, the hardware and, I guess some software. And you have to provide the Wii. And you basically, like, cut the actual motherboard of the Wii and fit it inside this shell. And you get a portable Wii. That's about the size of the original Game Boy. And that's, like, mind-blowing. Like, that's only, like, 2 generations ago. This is it, Luigi. I did it before I was even through those words. The Wii is also partially GameCube hardware, yeah. I mean, as the old saying goes, it's 2 GameCubes duct taped together. And there you have it. Super Mario Brothers, happy anniversary. Who gives a shit? That was so quick. Let's play it again. Let's speedrun it this time. I say speed, it's not going to be a speedrun, it's going to be a short. It's going to be quickest route possible. Don't expect actual speed strats happening here. It's like if the GameCube was well marketed. I mean, I was saying earlier, like, the Wii with, like, the scarcity of... I remember that being a really hard thing to find for a good while. And I did not get the Wii at launch. I didn't get it for, I think, well over a year after it came out. Partially because of how difficult it was to find. I remember going to, like, some weird, like, flea market place that I had never been before. Because, like, we got, like, a tip from somebody that they had Wiis. I was like, oh shit, let's rush it, and then, like, we got there and they sold out. Has anyone ever put the entire Wii U into the tablet controller yet? You know somebody, that's a great idea. You know somebody's got to be on that. Just put the Wii U into the Switch at this point and just make it fully portable. Oh wait, they did that. It's called ports, guys. Nintendo has no new content this year. Wii was so good it makes sense why it was as popular as the NES. Yeah. No, the hype for that was absolutely... It feels like Nintendo alternates now. You know, console to console. What succeeds and what fails. Like... Well, I mean, like, you had the NES. That was a massive hit, obviously. You had the SNES. That was nothing to... You know... shake a stick at, but it was, I don't think it did nearly as much numbers as the original NES did. But then you got N64, and that's a massive hit. Then you got GameCube, and it was like, flew under the radar, nobody gave a shit, the discs were small, that was a problem for some reason. Then you have the Wii, again, massive hit. Then you have the Wii U, complete, as many would call it, failure. I don't think it was a failure, but it was definitely not very, you know, good by their standards. And then you come back and now you have the Switch and it's doing fantastic. So much so that they can't even keep up. So. And then their history with, like, the handhelds that they have alongside the consoles is a whole other thing entirely. Obviously, you know, the DS did very well, while the GameCube was not, and they were gearing up for the Wii, and, you know. I keep wanting to look at chat, but this... trying to blast through this is requiring the utmost concentration. The only game that hasn't been ported is Xenoblade whatever X. Yeah, I know, and Pikmin 3's coming, so... obviously... 3D World. And I will be happy to stream that as well. 3D World is a great game. I like the red... well, I was gonna say, I don't know if those things in the background are trees or, like, hills, but I like them. Because this is the only level where they're, like, red, and it looks like autumn. There was a quote from Iwata about his dissatisfaction with the Wii U, saying that he doesn't like that there's this expectation to put all this non-gaming stuff in it, like YouTube and Netflix apps. I agree. And I know, like, you know, it's a gaming console. I want it to do that. I don't really need the other stuff. It was handy to have... You know, I say that, but it did end up being handy for me personally to have YouTube on the Wii U for a while. Because that's what I used to watch YouTube on TV. That's what the Wii U... By the end of its lifespan, the Wii U had become a YouTube machine for me. And then I didn't even have to use that anymore because my TV does have YouTube natively. But, yeah, I remember, like, when the GameCube came out, it was like... That's the other thing that I was just saying about, like, the small disc. I totally forgot. One of the big things, or, like, reasons that people weren't buying the GameCube, you know, if they had their choice between GameCube, Xbox, and PS2, well, those other systems had DVD players built in. And people wanted the added benefit of having, you know, DVD and CD player. And GameCube didn't have that. But, yeah, I mean, I hate... I guess it was like a few years back, like, when they were doing, like, the new maybe, I guess it was for Xbox One, maybe? And it was, you know, everything that they marketed it as was just an entertainment system, not a video game system. It was like, Xbox, open Netflix. Xbox, turn on the lights, you know? And that always seemed like... I don't know, I'm halfway between... God damn it. Between thinking, like, yes, it's neat to have that for the sake of convenience, but also, like... Why are you, like, needlessly bulking up a gaming system with all these other features that I could get otherwise? And, you know, just cut it down to what it needs to be. This is it, Luigi. Oh, oh, you bitch. Speedrun. Run. That was the run ender. What did they call it? What are words? Run ruined. Yeah. I think that's what I was trying to say. And my brain just... Nope. What is it? The Run DMC? World record pace wrecked. I know, I was doing amazing. I wonder how long that would have been. I didn't think to, like, actually time this. That probably would have been, like, a halfway decent run. I mean, you know, one of my favorite memories of this game, not this version specifically, but the NES version, my brother and I were playing. And in that version, well, I should say, in this version, you know, the next player gets a turn, regardless of, like, if you complete the level or if you lose, it goes to the next player. In the original version, it doesn't go to the next player until you lose. And so... my brother and I were playing, we did a 2-player game of the original Mario Brothers on the NES, and I beat the entire game in like 6 minutes, and he never even got a turn. We didn't rescue any toads. They're fine. Don't you know everybody hates toads? That's the new thing. Like, they're not even allowed to wear hats. Kensuke Tanabe told me himself, you know, we're not allowed to do that. Miyamoto ruined Paper Mario. Hey, we're gonna play Lost Levels now. I'm sorry that was like so unceremonious, but I didn't know what else to really say. This game's 35 years old. We've all seen it. We know what happens, you know. I don't think anybody here is surprised. Let's move on. More... This is like... To me, this one is like Super Mario Bros. 1.5. It's not. But... I like to think of it as that, because it's like essentially the same game with more levels. And while we're at it, you can do the infinite one-up trick like right off the bat. They were very nice to include this because you're gonna need the lives. And there's no overflow on this version. That should be enough. Another one. So I definitely beat this as a kid, but I don't remember, like, at what age I would have beaten this for the first time. And I'm also, you know, certain warps were involved. But obviously, well, if you don't know, if you play this whole game without warping, then you get the special World 9. This goes back to my comment about the 6 toads wearing the same hat. Is that a mutant or is it a hat? Oh gosh, I never stopped to think about that one. Is it like conjoined toads, I guess? Or are they just, you know, 6 individual toads and just have another giant mushroom cap on top of all of them? So yeah, we're gonna go right through this one too, every level. And I would like to, you know, I only plan to do these 2 games tonight, but I definitely would obviously do Mario 2 and 3 at some point. Did I ever finish my thought about the Mario macaroni and cheese? I think all I don't... Maybe I did. All I was gonna say was, like, there was a screenshot on the back of the box of, like, the ending to, like, Lost Levels, and I had never seen it before. And, I mean, well, it's the same as the ending you just saw for Super Mario Brothers. It's, you know, the princess in that, like, slimy cage. And I had never seen that before. So it was like this mythical thing on the back of a macaroni and cheese box for me. Like, oh, whoa, how do I get there? I've never seen that before. I just remember the commercial, which I watched over and over, as well as the making of video. That is so cool. That video. Yeah, if you've never seen the making of the Mario macaroni and cheese, Kraft macaroni and cheese commercial, definitely check that out. There's like a little like process video of how they put that together. Because it combines like stop motion and like 2D animation and stuff, I believe. I haven't seen it in a while, but I can picture it. And I remember being fascinated by that. We don't really need the star since we're going down. It combines dozens of different mediums. Nice. Yeah, I miss that era of, like, not just that commercial, but there was, like, a lot of, like, commercials in, like, the 80s and 90s where they just animated Mario, you know, in a standard, 2D way. And we stopped, obviously, seeing that after a while, after, the transition to 3D. Then it was like, why represent Mario as 2D anymore? Which, is not the case. They still do that. But there was, like, a long drought for a while where you just never saw Mario in 2D. And even though, like, the Mario cartoons obviously existed, it was nice to see, like, the commercials have their own takes on animating Mario, and I think that Kraft commercial is probably one of the best examples of, like, 2D animated Mario. I always like to do this little dance at the top of the vine. And I also, speaking of going to, like, my friend's house and playing the original version of this game for the first time after, being familiar with this one, it was very underwhelming to get to, like, the coin heaven, and this cloud platform is just, like, a tiny, skinny little, like, just stand on, like, these little bean-looking things. ...2D animation, stop-motion, puppets, live-action, 3D animation, too. Wow. And that was, like, 93, I think. So... 3D animation was not commonly used yet. This level is actually from Versus Super Mario Brothers. And then when they were, putting together an entire new set of levels, they lifted a couple from that game. It's not exactly the same in Versus Super Mario Brothers. Like, there's a bonus here that doesn't exist in that version, but... Also, I think, like, a lot of people probably tend to go for Luigi in Lost Levels. And I definitely used to when I was younger, too, because it was like, there's so many, like, huge gaps and big jumps later on in the game that it's like, well, obviously you're going to choose Luigi because he's got the higher jump. But I'm just so used to the standard Mario physics that I have an easier time as him. So, sorry, Luigi. Where's that disgusted Luigi emote I have? We have a few, channel emotes, by the way, if you use Better Twitch TV. Or, I guess, is Better Twitch TV and Frankerface basically, like, are they together now, or is it, like, the same thing? did they merge? Either way, if you use Better Twitch TV or FrankerFace Z browser extensions for Twitch, there should be 15 special channel emotes for you. Yeah, there he is. The Danny Wells Luigi. Oh my god, I love the Captain Lou Albano and Danny Wells Mario Brothers. They will always have a special place in my heart. Ah. I'm gonna have to check, like, I just realized the audio synchronization between me and the game. I'm wondering if, like, some of my reactions are coming in, like, a split second ahead or behind. FrankerFace Z has a better Twitch TV thing, but not vice versa. Ah. So if you have FrankerFace, then you have better Twitch TV, essentially. But not the other way around. Uh-oh. Ah! I don't know why I did that. I'm still very annoyed how they have never made a Bowser's Castle stage for Smash Brothers. Yeah, that seems like an obvious choice, right? Especially since it's, like, always the basis for a stage in, like, Mario Kart. And they do, like, so many cool things with it there. Yeah, I would like that. I mean, like, the closest we have is, like, on the one, like, Paper Mario stage. Like, it turns into the front of one of the Bowser's Castles. And it's not... It's very underwhelming. And there's also, like... Well, no, that's not even Bowser's. I was gonna say the new Super Mario Bros. U stage has, like, a castle segment that it sometimes turns into. But, yeah. I would like to see that. Mario Kart makes amazing iterations of Bowser's Castle. I know, those are always, like, way more creative than the actual Bowser's Castles that you see in Mario games. I mean, not necessarily. Because I do really like the 3D World and Mario Odyssey variations of Bowser's Castle, which is like, you know, 3D World has, like, the amusement park with the giant tower, which I fucking love. And all, like, the neon lights and stuff. And then Odyssey has, like, the, you know, like, ancient Japanese-style castle, which was a nice change of pace. And I thought very fitting for that game. But yeah, for the most part, like, you look at, like, the mechanics that they have in Bowser's Castle in any Mario Kart, and it's like, well, oh, why don't they do this in the games? Like, can you imagine, like, jumping across this and stuff? There's beef fajitas being cooked in my house and it smells so good. Oh my god, don't fucking do that to me. I ate already and that sounds amazing. I haven't had a fajita since... for a very long time. So definitely since the before times. The long ago. Oh, the last restaurant I went to before quarantine was a Mexican restaurant, but I did not have fajitas when I was there. I had a cheesesteak though before I started streaming earlier, so in the grand scheme of things, a cheesesteak is not that far off of a beef fajita, I think. It is a cheesesteak is a beef fajita packaged differently. It's packaged for Philly. Oh, shit. I have to be small. I could have just taken damage and not killed myself, but... Come over then, forehead. Yeah. When I'm done, I'll just get on a... Yeah, get on a plane, first of all. And then go to Texas. I kind of miss Americanized Mexican food. The flavor hits different. Yeah, our bastardized versions of your food. Look, you know, I fully acknowledge that a lot of the Mexican food we have here is not the real deal. But I love it in its own way. The Mexican restaurant, whatever that was that I went to all that time ago, it is like its own like independent place, and it is, you know, legit. I don't know if it's like the most authentic thing ever, but it's not like going to Chili's. But you know, even that, I like eating at restaurants. I like shitty chain restaurants. It's my guilty pleasure. And I fucking missed that. It's been like 6 or 7 months. I had 6 or 7 months without Chili's. And I'm a slut for Chili's. What? I could go for one of those big burritos they sell at gas stations. Oh god. I can do that to a point. I'd like to think I'm pretty adventurous with food, but depending on like what it is and where it's from, I may trust it less, and I don't have the strongest stomach to begin with. I mean, my stomach is a lot better than it used to be. I used to have horrible stomach problems, and I won't go into that, but there's still a lot of things that I'm like iffy on eating, and I think like anything from a gas station is off the table. I've said the same about enchiladas and lasagna, and I probably shouldn't. Oh, you mean about it like being the same dish packaged differently? Yeah. Food is food. Chili's doesn't deliver. They do, we just have not done that. Like, we've been doing delivery from a few places, whether it be... I mean, like, the cheesesteaks we got earlier were just from a local... They're from Joe's. Joe's Philly Pizza and Steaks. And we got that, but, you know, sometimes we get, like, we've gotten, Red Robin. We've gotten, I got Panera one day. We've even gotten Olive Garden. And they have mostly been okay. But we have not gotten Chili's yet. Oh, hi, Danielle. Thank you for joining. Uh-oh. Well, at least I got 1,000 points out of it. But yeah, I know it's like lame to like those chain restaurants like, oh, Applebee's? Who likes Applebee's? The answer is not me. But I like all the other chain restaurants, all the other shitty, like, Fridays and... Like I said, Chili's, Red Robin, Panera. My brother calls Panera glorified hospital food. I disagree. Their macaroni and cheese is really good. Even though, like, I found a sticker in it once. Yeah, this is where you see a lot of people who play this. A lot of people start getting angry. And this is also why a lot of people prefer Luigi, because of some of these jumps. But make no mistake, a lot of this is bullshit, and there's a lot of almost like leaps of faith. And I believe that is, you know, like one of the things. Like, was it Howard Lincoln or Howard Phillips who? I always mix them up. I want to say Phillips. But, yeah, as the legend goes, you know, this game was sent to, well, the original Super Mario Bros. 2 Lost Levels was sent to America. We were awaiting the sequel to the original, which smash hit. Howard, one of the Howards, was like the play tester for like all the new games that came this way, and he played Mario 2 and he hated it. And, you know, he said to like Minoru Arakawa, or yeah, he was the president, right? Arakawa? I can't even say that. He said, you know, this game is too hard, it's too similar to the previous game. I don't think American audiences are gonna like this, and then you know the rest. Donkey Donkey Picnic. All that good stuff. This game has Donkey Kong Country difficulty. It's like the designer was like, heh. This is Kaizo. This is Kaizo Mario. This is ROM hack difficulty. Miyamoto didn't even like work on this game. Or barely did, I think. I think like he oversaw it a bit, but he had more, you know, he had more hand in Doki Doki Panic, and, you know, obviously that becoming our Mario 2. He had more of a hand in that than he had in the real quote-unquote Mario 2. I don't know. It's a tale as old as time. Actually, it's like 35 years old. Which is older than me. Way, way back in the 1980s, when secret government employees dug up famous guys and ladies and made amusing genetic copies. Dorky Dorky Pork Chop. I remember I was convinced Wart would show up in 3D World, considering it had a bunch of references to Super Mario Bros. 2. I remember kind of thinking that as well, like, the snake boss, Histocrat, kind of looks like a cross between, like, Wart and, like, the Cobrats, and, like, there's, like, these flame ball enemies in that game that kind of look like Fry Guy. And there's definitely, like, yeah, there's definitely some nods to Mario 2 in that game, and I was like, oh my god, what if they bring back Wart? Oh my god. But it never happened. We made it up. It was all a fabrication. Wart was a dream, but Bowser is real. Exactly. I remember, like, my early days on, like, the internet, like, people trying to, like, justify, like, you know, like, connect the story of, like, Mario 2 with the rest of, like, Mario lore. And, it's like, well, how come if Shy Guys are part of the Dream World, how come they exist later on in the series? And I remember thinking I was, like, so fucking smart at like age 11 on the internet. They're like, well, it was just a dream. Who says Mario didn't see the Shy Guys before and then just dreamed about them? They're not exclusive to the dream world. And then the whole bus clapped. That man, Albert Einstein. I like to think that there's, like, no set Mario lore anyway. Like, I like the idea that every installment of Mario is just, like, its own separate canon. And the events of one game don't really matter to the next. Especially, like, once, like, Miyamoto straight out came out and said, like, oh yeah, Mario 3 is supposed to be a stage play. And, like, everybody's, like, just an actor in a troupe. I'm like, I'm fine with that. Because I like the idea that Mario just fits into whatever he is called upon to do. Whether it's, like, I'm the doctor. I'm a construction worker. I'm a plumber. I'm your brother! That's Mama Luigi to you, Mario. That's fine, I wanted to be small anyway. I didn't want to die, though. So was that even the real Mario? Well, yeah. There's like so many different iterations of Mario. Like, I posted something not that long ago where it was like a picture of like the Lou Albano Mario, the Bob Hoskins Mario, Mario from Hotel Mario, and like Paper Mario. I think I posted, and I was like, these are all different characters. They all have like completely different personalities. They're just based on the same idea. It's Mario Generations. Fire! Fake or real, I really love the setting of Super Mario Bros. 3 as Bowser sets an international blitzkrieg and Mario joins forces with Peach to take it down. Yeah, I never really thought of it like that as a kid. Like, you know, Bowser's literally sending, like, a fleet. Because, like, obviously you got the airship at the end of each world, and then you're in the Dark World, and you got, like, the tanks and stuff. God damn it. This level is also in versus Super Mario Brothers, by the way. There's your trivia. We're learning facts. Spitting facts. As the kids say. Mario is, like, the only thing I'm qualified to talk about, so, you know, excuse me if I pepper in a few nuggets of wisdom here and there. It makes me feel like I'm contributing something to society. Bowser! Dizzy Toads. I want to make an emote for Fire. I have a few emote ideas that I want to do. I just haven't, you know, I didn't do them ahead of this stream, but, because this is, like, you know, my first time back, so, well, you know, why bother, but maybe before Sunshine on Friday, I will have some original emotes. Because I do have a few ideas. And they will be via Better Twitch TV, but still. You can use them if you want. if you want. You just gotta get BrotherTwitchTV.com for health. I never liked the water bonuses in this game. I mean, I do, but I also don't, because I feel like arbitrarily, I always felt like there shouldn't be enemies in the bonus rooms. But then this game kind of throws that out the window anyway, because like you have like bullets and holes in some of the bonus rooms. That was a shit show at the end there. I don't even know what emotes I would want once I become affiliate. What are my stream memes? I don't have any either. I mean, I qualified for affiliate like forever ago, and I never followed through with it, and I'm glad I didn't, because I took that long-ass hiatus anyway, and like, I wouldn't want to set myself up as an affiliate with like all the options of like people subscribing and stuff, especially if I'm not going to stream consistently. So I believe like I might still be qualified for that. Like, I don't think they take it back, but I looked over and I died. I don't think they take it back, but yeah, unless I knew for sure, like, if I get back into a groove, you know, let's not get ahead of ourselves, but if I knew that I would be able to stream with some semblance of consistency, I would go ahead with it. I thought we had NikoComcast for when Comcast bungles the internet. I forgot about that, yeah. I was like praying, you know, so far so good. Let me check my, yeah. Wow, I've been on for an hour and a half and 0 dropped frames, so I guess my connection is alright and Comcast is behaving, but fingers crossed. Hopefully that didn't jinx anything. I haven't saved in a while. Not that it matters. Where am I going? You know? But yeah, I was like praying, like, please don't let the first stream I do in half a year be plagued by connectivity issues. If it did, it's my fault. What's your fault? You didn't do anything. That is one thing they added to Lost Levels, was like the better physics of Mario bouncing off of enemies. Because that was not a thing in the original. You like barely got any air. You didn't get any sick air, bro. Mario Hawk's Pro Skater. Oh, the jinxing. No, I think we'll be alright. I mean, Comcast goes down on like a nightly basis for us, so if anything, it's just, that's normal if I go out. It is what it is if it happens, but aw. Yeah, I had a few ideas for emotes. I should have written them down. But I definitely wanted the fire. Oh, excuse me. I definitely had fire. For whenever there's fire, obviously. Or whenever I say fire. And god damn it. And I wanted to do the kid from the G.I. Joe cartoon who's like, I don't know much about computers. Those are like the closest thing I have to stream memes. And they are 100% forced upon by me and me alone. The big fire stick. And we're gonna... Sean could probably do them. I was gonna try and just do them myself. I might be able to. He's more than welcome to take a crack at it, though. He probably would have a better time. But I have no problem doing that myself so far. I mean, if I try it and it turns out like this is not happening, maybe he can work his magic. God. This is where those infinite lives comes in handy. I was also testing the waters with, because again, it's been so long since I streamed that Twitch had, in the meantime, completely overhauled their rules on copyrighted music and stuff. And I did play a song during the starting soon. And we'll see, like, how the muting works. And hopefully, like, it... My only concern... Like, I don't care if it gets muted. I understand that completely. I just don't want it to be, like... I know it's, like, an automated thing. And I'm like, okay, well, is it going to cut out, like, the first 5 minutes of me talking as well and screw up the beginning of the stream? But I won't be too worried if it happens on this stream. This is, again, like a practice thing. There's the mutant toad again. I like the noise it makes. Turns out talking makes you thirsty. Neat. That's like the other thing added to this game, wind. That just kind of makes things a little bit harder. And here's the walking hammer brothers that just charge at you and don't stop. That becomes a little bit bullshit right about there. So I get the complaints about this game, don't get me wrong, but I still like it more than Mario 1 because it does present... Mario 1 I could just play and, like, my brain just off. And then this requires a little more attention, and I can't, you know, I don't know it. I know it well, but I don't know it so well that I can play it consistently every time. I know I told the story, excuse me, there's that cheesesteak, and I had Tums. I partook in the Tums Festival before I went live. Because I didn't want to have the agita. But it's happening anyway. But that's what happens when you eat a cheesesteak and then stream an hour later. What was I saying? Something about root beer. I think I was just saying, like, this game, I know it, but it requires a little more of my attention for things like that. But I think I did tell the story on stream once about how I beat this game in like 10 minutes during gym class. I feel like I should probably retell it since I am now actually playing the game, but to make it short, in high school, I had a Game Boy Micro, and I had the GBA Japanese port of Lost Levels. And I brought it to gym one day, and we were doing, like, archery. And so, you would rotate between your classmates. Like, you would go up and, like, shoot 5 arrows, and then go get the arrows, and then your next classmate would go. And then the next classmate would go, and you would rotate, and then you would be back up, and, like, 3 people later or whatever. And so we were doing that, and I took my turn in shooting the arrows. I shot the arrows, turned on my Game Boy, played and beat the Lost Levels all before it was my turn to shoot again. And my friend John still brings that up to this day. Hey, there he is! I didn't know you were here. I thought I was talking about him behind his back. So yeah, there he can prove it. Just ask him. Yeah, I've been here in and out. Well, thank you for coming. I appreciate that. How's it going? I know I talked to you like not that long ago, but how have you been? It's 100% true. This is the coolest thing I've ever done in my entire life. Oh, sorry, I was looking at the chat. Did I die? Yeah, I died. Been doing a bunch of whatever. I mean, what can you do right now? I mean, the entire, like, past 6 months for me has literally been, like, Animal Crossing and nothing else. And, like, Paper Mario Origami King for, like, a week, and that was it. I've done nothing and gone nowhere, and it's driving me insane. I'll be back if you're still going later. It's late dinner time for me. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for stopping by. Enjoy your dinner. I'm still waiting on the fajitas. I'm a bit quiet, by the way, just because I am cooking onigiri right now. Nice. I made sushi, like, I know that's not exactly the same, but, god damn it. I made sushi, like, one time, and it was a mess. I give major respect to people who do that shit for a living. And just, like, fly through making sushi. Day in and day out. Ah, god damn it. I feel like it's still March, just warmer. I know. I feel like my brain has not progressed past that. Like, I don't feel like time has moved forward. And yet, here we are, and it's September, and fall is around the corner. And that makes me, like, genuinely upset, because I love summer. And I already feel like I waste... That was close. I feel like I waste summer every year already. Bad enough. Like, I don't do... Like summer comes around and it's like... I gotta take advantage of the nice weather. I want to do this, this, and this. And then I don't do most of it.
But now, you know, this year, it was not my own fault, and that kind of pisses me off even more. It's like, hey, if I'm gonna waste my summer, I want it to be on my own terms. I mean, I don't hate fall. The only reason I don't like fall is just because it means the end of summer. And I like summer so much, so it's like, that's depressing in and of itself. I like fall. I like when the weather does get colder. I look forward to wearing jeans, for sure. I don't like wearing shorts. That's one thing I hate about summer. I'm like, oh, can't wait to not have my legs visible anymore. And I like, you know, hoodies and shit like that, and fall is pretty. I live in an area where fall happens to an extent that it is nice. I love Halloween is like my favorite holiday, but even though, again, never do anything for it. All I ever do, you know what I do every Halloween? I go to the mall to avoid giving out candy to kids. But what the fuck am I gonna do this year? Sure as hell not going to the mall anytime soon.
I don't like fall because I'm afraid of ghouls.
And they are out in full force.
All the goblins and witches. I'm still not good at making sushi rolls. Onigiri is more forgiving. I only go to the grocery store anymore. When you say you don't go anywhere, you don't go to the store either.
I've been to, like... I personally don't, no. I have not had to, like... My family goes. Obviously somebody does, but... I, you know, have elected not to. Because, you know, why bother right now if I don't actually have to? Like, if it came down to... If I lived alone, completely alone, obviously I would, but... Sorry, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, like, I really haven't been... I've been to, like, I went and got mulch the other day. And that was, like, the first thing I had done in a while. And I've been to, like, a couple garden centers over, like, closer to, like, the end of spring, early summer. Because I felt more comfortable doing that because they're, like, more... You know, less like an enclosed space, and, like, I figured there wouldn't be a lot of people there, but... Otherwise, I've really just been here.
I went to the mall the other day. It's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like I probably could be a little more forgiving with it. Because, like, I'm going to avoid anyone like the fucking plague regardless. As much as I can. I just know I'll start getting anxiety in situations where it feels like I have less control over how close people are to me. And my thing is, like, yes, I want to get out. Yes, I want to go to the mall. Yes, I would want to go to, like, a restaurant or something. But at the same time, like, it's... Things are so fucked up right now that, like, the experience isn't going to be the same. It's not going to... Like, I know me, especially. My anxiety is going to be off the fucking charts. And so it's not going to be worth it. It's not going to be a relaxing experience or an enjoyable experience. They have limited amount of people in each store. That's good. New Jersey's been doing well, which I am very thankful for. Compared to other places. But it still feels like the best course of action is just to not do it if you can help it. I'm just worried it's gonna get worse again, you know?
Living in the Sonoran Desert, we get like 3 months of winter, 2 months of fall/spring, and 7 months of summer.
I feel like I could deal with that. I think I would be happy with that. Like, I always wanted to live in, like, you know, like Florida or California, where it's warm almost all year, if not all year. And I do not think I would miss the winter one bit. And it's not that I really love the... Because the heat can be bad. I don't do well in the heat, but I don't do well in the cold either. But the heat in New Jersey is, like, bullshit heat that's way worse than it has any right to be. And I would rather have, like, the more... Like, it gets so muggy, and that's, like, the worst part. Like, I know it's like a cliche at this point. Like, oh, it's not the heat, it's the humidity. But it really fucking is. At least for me, I do a little better when it's just hot and not muggy and uncomfortable. But, you know, on the other hand, I hear, like, Arizona is fucking death in the summer. So it's like, where is a good place to live, weather-wise? I don't think there is one. You know, perfect, I should say. We are already almost at the end. Well, the first end.
The fallback is August is super summer. Yeah. August is like the worst month.
Like, the word August just instills a sense of dread to me that has been there since I've been a child. Like, by that time, it's, like, I just have memories of, like, summer has overstayed its welcome by the time you get to August. But, I like it way more than the winter. I like snow well enough, but I like... I like it for a limited time, you know? I want it to snow, and then get the fuck out. Like, it lingers too long, and it gets, like, gross and disgusting, and, you know, obviously causes problems on the roads, but it's pretty at first. And that's the only benefit to winter, in my opinion. Otherwise, the rest of the time, it's just gray, and all the trees are dead. There's no color to anything. And that's... Like I said, I don't do well in the cold. And that's another thing, you know, speaking of stories from high school, I, like, passed out in the cold one time during high school. Because we had a fucking bomb scare one day in the middle of January. I think this was my senior year. I don't know.
Yeah, don't die again.
Yeah, you were there for that as well. Yeah, in, like, the middle of January, we had a bomb scare, and, like, everybody's, like, evacuated to, the football field for way too long, and I'm, like, sitting there in short sleeves, and I passed out. So yeah, now we are on to World 9. For super players, for experts only. The underwater world. And you can't even... They didn't even program Mario to be able to hit blocks underwater. I believe this was conceived as, you know, based on, like, when the original Super Mario Brothers came out, there was, like, people started the rumors of, like, all the extra worlds because of, like, the Minus World and, like, Glitch Worlds and stuff. And I think there was, like, a story in Japan of, like, somebody who was playing Mario during a lightning storm and got, like, all these weird glitched levels that were underwater. And so I think they made World 9 as an homage to that rumor. Which, these look way cooler on the Famicom version, because you get, like, pink, like, platforms and stuff. And it really does look, a little bit glitched out. And here it's just, like, things underwater that you don't normally see underwater. And also a weird castle level. Which I was hoping to have Fire Flower for, but I lost that.
Do you still get comments on that Minus World video? No, because I turned them off. Because they got so fucking annoying.
I think that video should still be up. That's like the only... I made this video, like, over 10 years ago at this point. It was just, like, a completely, like... There's no commentary or anything. I was just showcasing, you know, what happens... Okay, so Minus World in the original Super Mario Brothers, it's just the underwater level looping, right? So you can't actually beat it. And so I did a video that was like, well, what if you put a flagpole at the end of this so you would be able to, you know, force the game to move forward a level. And I did a video about that, and it's literally just gameplay of, like, me doing, like, a hacked ROM of Super Mario Brothers. No commentary, no pomp and circumstance or anything. The only explanation to everything is just in the description. Well, that video, like, blew up because it's linked by an article on cracked.com or something. I think Cracked. So for a while, I would just get, like, all these, excuse me, stupid fucking comments on that video of, like, well, I don't understand, like, what if you did this? Why don't you just do that? And, like, it was, like, more trouble than it's worth. So I just turned off the comments. Because just every day I would, like, open up YouTube and I'd have notifications of, like, somebody telling me, why don't you try doing this? Why don't you try doing that? And it's, like, the thing that you just can't do. At least you couldn't, like, back then, or not to my knowledge or whatever. And now we are on World A. Because if Lost Levels was not already hard enough for you, we have the expert levels. Normally you have to beat the game 8 times to play World A, B, C, and D. But on this one you just get it by beating the game. You go directly into it. There's more of them walking Hammer Brothers. Ham Bros. That's what we call them in the speedrunning community. The Hambros, you know, keep it short. We're actually pretty ahead of schedule over, you know, what I expected. Or, like, where I expected these games to be. 2 hours in. Which, I mean, I don't think I really need to tack anything else onto this. I don't like to stream, you know, for terribly long. I feel like, for me personally, like, 2 to 3 hours is the best. That's, like, the sweet spot for me. And I think going forward, I want to try to keep it within that window. And not be afraid to do some shorter streams that maybe don't even go that long, but this is good for me right now. Ambrosia. You ever think of how, like, Bowser in this game is just like a glorified Hammer Brother? I don't have anything to add to that statement. I just kind of threw that out there. Let it fall where it may. Let me check something real quick. I actually did have a few dropped frames. Very small, 20. But, I was just... I don't know why I thought to check, but I was like, I hope my internet is not getting crusty. But I think we're okay. I want more of Wizard Bowser using magic spells and stuff. Yeah, because, like, that's what he was in these games. Like, in the manual, excuse me, it literally says, like, Bowser used black magic. And then that kind of wasn't a thing anymore. But I think, like, it didn't really need to... God damn it. It didn't really need to be said explicitly, I don't think. Because I remember, like, thinking at, like, the end of, this is not going well. At the end of, 3D Land, like, Bowser just flies away. Like, he takes Peach on, like, the second to last castle and just flies away without use of a clown car or anything. And it's like, oh, right, he could do that. Like, who says he can't? He's magic. And obviously there's the whole thing for these games where it's like, oh, the bricks are actually toads. Because Bowser turned all the toads into, like, different objects. GPM isn't playing Rocket Power Beach Bandits, so I don't care. I did not care much for Rocket Power in general. That was like, I think I might have talked about this before. I don't know why I think I did, but that was such a show that, like, even as it... Because that came around when I was, like, maybe 11. And, like, even as a kid, I was like, this is so fucking tone deaf. It just felt like a very, like, executive, manufactured, like, adults out of touch trying to be cool. Because, like, extreme sports was in at the time. It was the early 2000s. So it was like, let's just make a cartoon about skateboarding and surfing, but they all wear helmets because it's safe, and knee pads. And it had, like, stupid fucking, like, made-up slang. I don't know. That's my controversial take on rocket power. I'm sorry if I ruined your childhood, but... The world changed a bit for a while ever since Tony Hawk pulled the 900. Well, I feel like... Was there not a rocket power episode where... Look, I know I just shat on it, but that doesn't mean I didn't watch it. It was almost like Schadenfreude for me. Did I just, like, glitch through the... Wasn't there an episode where, like, Otto tried to, like, do a 900 or something? And, like, he kept messing up and, like, a tennis ball hit him and gave him, like, the extra spin. He was like, oh my god, I did the 900, now I'm good, now I know I can do it. I want to do it in the big tournament. And then it was like, no, Otto, don't, you can't. You had help from a tennis ball. That was a thing, right? That wasn't... I'm not just reciting a fever dream I had. Does rocket power even exist outside my own psyche? I think the Frederator 107 Facts does shine light on the fact that Arlene made the show to try and understand her kids. Oh. That's actually kind of cool. Now I'm sorry I shit on it. Now I feel bad. I remember that episode clear as day. Okay, yeah. Because that was like an earlier one, too, right? I still remember, like, some of those. I mean, like, my brother and I still, like, quote some parts of it sometimes. Because, like, we did watch, like, enough of it to know what was going on, but, like, at the same time, we shit on it. And I guess, like, part of that was, like, us also being, like, edgy preteens and be like, oh, this is not cool to like this. Oops. I don't think it worked. Regarding trying to relate to her kids, yeah. Probably not. As Told by Ginger was probably a better effort in, you know, like the teen-focused sort of show. I didn't like that show much better, but it was... eh. I'll tell you, like, you know, as far as, like, Klasky Chupo goes, I liked the, like, seasons 2 and 3 of Rugrats were excellent and still hold up. And I really liked Wild Thornberrys. More so just because I liked the environments and, like, stuff in that show, and I really liked, you know, like, some of the... Like, I liked seeing, like, the backgrounds and, like, where they would go, or, like, what animals there would be, and, there was, like, a decent amount of, like, solid humor in that show, too, especially, like, like Donnie was obviously like the haha, like he's wild and wacky, but then like Nigel and like, you know, him and his wife would get up to like some wacky antics in filming his show, but like they were genuinely funny, and he's fucking Tim Curry, so. Ah, smashing. Unfortunately, I don't remember nearly as much specifics about Wild Thornberries as I do some other shows. But I did like it. And I don't really remember, like, anything, almost, about Real Monsters. That's, like, the Klasky Chupo show that I always forget exists. And Duckman, also, because, like, A, that wasn't a Nicktoon. That was an adult show. But I've also never really seen it. I would like to, because... amazing. I would like to, because that's Jason Alexander. World C is going to be the worst. That has a couple of bullshit levels in there. I personally, like, my favorite Nicktoon, I think, of, like, the 90s was Rocco. But I think my all-time favorite is My Life as a Teenage Robot, even though that came along later on. That was like 2003.
Does this end at F or G?
This ends at D. So there's only 2 more worlds. There's 1 through 8, like the original game, and then there's 9 if you do it without warps, and then there's A, B, C, and D. So, 13 worlds instead of 8. Oops. No. Aw. Yeah, not to, I didn't even, like, mention, obviously you can't go backwards in this game. Oh, whoa. I was gonna say something, and like I'm sorry, I had to devote my entire brain power to doing that.
I figured it'd be 8 more, but then hexadecimal ends at F.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know why it's D.
Duckman is definitely a Generation X show, pretty cynical and a bit crude, but still has parts that get enjoyable.
I admittedly don't know. Oh, excuse me. I admittedly don't know a whole lot about it. But I would be interested in watching it just for, you know, at this point, like, historical. It's a thing that happened. Oh my god. I guess that, like, overlay I have on the sides makes it a little... Like, the illusion gets broken if, like, I go into, like, the actual Switch stuff like this. And then I would have to, like, turn it off. I just saw that because, like, a friend notification popped up, and I was like, oh, that's gonna be cut off, isn't it? Not that it, you know, fucking matters, but... It's just a thing that occurred to me. There we go. Fireworks. What would you like for breakfast, Johnny? I don't even need that green spring. Oh, you know what I want? Spring rolls. Actually, I want egg rolls. Egg rolls are better. I lost my appetite. Oh, you'll eat a muffin. You'll eat a muffin and you'll like it. It's a glass muffin. This level is a fucking disaster in the Famicom Disk System version. Because between the wind and the Lakitu and throwing Spinies, sometimes the sprite overload causes these springs to not appear. And literally breaks the level, like you just have to die. Oh. Was that first try? I already forgot. Like, did I die on that level? I wasn't even paying attention. Because I usually die on those past two levels a lot. Those are like two of the worst. On the prior topic of gas station food, is grocery store sushi out of the question? Depends. Because we... Like, I've been to grocery stores where they just have, like, sushi. Just, like, you know, it's been prepackaged and it's just, like, there. And I don't really go for that. But we do have where I live. Oops. We have a store, and I'm sure other stores do this as well, but we do have a store around here that does make sushi on site. And I get sushi, I used to get sushi from there all the time. Because it's actually, it's not the best sushi I've ever had, but it's pretty darn good. And, you know, even if you, like, they'll make them fresh there and then set out a bunch of packages for you to just take. Or you can ask them to make you one fresh. So, I'm fine with that. But yeah, there's also, like, other grocery stores where you go and it's clearly just, like, it's been shipped in from somewhere and God knows, like, how old it is. And I wouldn't go for that. That is gas station egg salad levels for me. The thing is, like, my favorite sushi is eel. And the grocery store that I do get sushi at, they do not make eel. Also, that's how you deal with that. If you stand all the way at the left of the screen, the hammers won't hurt you. Holes will still hurt you, though. And sometimes you get lucky.
Our store has a thing where it's fresh made, but they do sit in refrigerated things all day after being made.
Yeah, that's how the one place is, the one that does make it in store. They make it, but it will sit there. I'm okay with that, because I know for sure, like, it's been made that day at least. And it hasn't been sitting there for terribly long.
Those are pro strats.
Ooh, whoa. Those were not pro strats. I meant to go up there. Shit. Hold on. I wanna... I think I can... Shit. I wanted to get up there. Okay, hold on. I want that because I'm going to get a fire flower, which will help in the next level. And again, I forgot to go up there. Nope. This is the one problem with streaming. My attention is divided. And I realize when I purposely set out to do something, and then I don't do it because I wasn't, fully paying attention to that.
We have a bunch of different crab rolls named after varying Texan cities. San Antonio roll has avocado and spicy mayonnaise, for instance. Austin roll, I think, has that and crunchy onions on top, ground up with spicy Takis. I'm not sure. Those sound really good.
We always have like the local rolls around here too that are like just totally made up. But there is like the not that this is super local. It's a couple states away, but there's like the Chesapeake roll, which is like sushi with like Old Bay. Like crab and like Old Bay. I guess it's I think it's like the Philadelphia roll a lot of places have, and I don't know, maybe this is like a not specific to this area, but oh fuck, I can't get out of here. I don't have enough space to to like wiggle my way out of here. Is it cheating if I use the rewind feature for this? We can make an exception for that, right? I just had to be a fucking show-off and duck in there. I didn't even need those coins. Why did I do that? Anyway. The run has been invalidated 2 levels from the end. I'm sorry. I will smithed it. And the whole reason for all of this was to get the mushroom, then go up there, which puts you back at the same bonus area. And now I can get a fire flower. Just one. Rewind, not even once. Oh god. Wasn't even worth it. It all went to waste. I just like tuna as in the actual meat. I'm not... I love tuna. Like, yeah, just on its own. But in sushi, like, I was never the biggest fan of tuna sushi, but I've kind of come around on it. It's definitely not my favorite, like that and, like, the salmon. I also, like, in the past couple years, I, like, randomly stopped liking shrimp. And I used to love shrimp. And this is obviously not a exclusive to sushi, but that I used to eat certain sushis with shrimp, and now I just don't. I don't know. Just like one day, shrimp just became gross to me. I had it in a dish and I was eating it, and just something. Not the taste. Like, it barely. Shrimp doesn't even really have that distinctive a taste, in my opinion. But I was just eating it one time, and just like the texture was really bothering me, and I was like, I'm not having this. No sir, I don't like it. Ooh, there we go. I can deal with, like, shrimp tempura, because, like, when you obliterate shrimp in a deep fryer, it kind of, like, changes the texture of it completely anyway. And, like, if you fry anything, I'll eat it, because I'm fucking garbage disposal half the time. What a stupid way to lose that. Ah. Yeah, this is not a fun level. You're just... Ooh. Second to last level, and you're just being, like, assaulted by the worst. Tons of bullets. Excuse me, walking hammers. Hammer brothers, rather. Hambros. We've been over this. Oh! Thought I was gonna scoot by. Okay, I think we're good. The end of level staircase is made entirely of build blasters. last level. The super, for real last level. The last level of the lost levels. Bad timing. This is it, Luigi. We gotta check the enclosed instruction booklet for the princess. God damn it. What if I lost all my lives on this level? That would not be poggers. I just remembered that, like, there was, like, a brief period of time where I randomly called Cheep Cheeps cornflakes as a quote-unquote joke. Because I was, like, 8. It was, like, whenever the... I guess I might have been, like, 9 or 10, because it was whenever the Game Boy Color version came out.
Emote idea Jim Bob, but PogChamp.
Oh god. That's actually pretty good. I do need, like, a personalized PogChamp. That's Bowser's brother, by the way. Canonically, yes, that is... I'm not making that up. That's Bowser's brother. This is it. There we go. That's it. That's Lost Levels. We have now saved Peach 4 times tonight. And she seems very thankful. Time, yeah. It took me 2.5 hours to beat Super Mario Brothers twice, and then Lost Levels every level once. Which in the grand scheme of things is probably pretty good. Compared to, like, most people who can't even beat this at all. Super Bowser Brothers. Bring back Bowser's brother. But yeah. Wow, that's it. That went by fast. I am debating... I think it would end up being too much if I tried to speedrun either one of these. Yeah, I think let's just... That was good enough as it was. Let's just leave it as it is. We don't need to tack on anything else. It's the anniversary of, you know, this anyway. Not even this, but they're so similar that I said, yeah, why not play this as one game? So let's not overcomplicate things. I think that was pretty good. 2.5 hours, that's fine by me, right? So yeah, uh, that was cool. Feels good to be back streaming. Hopefully, I have the not the motivation, but the reason with the 3D All Stars coming out now, I have reason to really get back into this with some consistency. I'm excited for Sunshine. That should hopefully happen on Friday if it gets here. Keep an eye out. That might be like a midday stream too. Like I really might just like rip that out of the box, put it in, and stream it. So yeah. I have to do my, I have to do my end title, end screen. I'm still getting my sea legs back. I'm very excited. I'm very excited too. Like I said, I was looking forward. I wanted to stream Sunshine. Now I have like no excuse not to. I'm very excited just to play that game again. I'm excited for 3D All Stars, and I'm excited to stream it. So, thank you guys for stopping by tonight, and I appreciate you being in chat and supporting me on the first stream back. And hopefully, once you get over this one hump, it gets a little bit easier. So yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate you coming by. Have a good night, and I'll see you hopefully in just a few days. And I hope you'll stop by. So I'll talk to you then. Take care. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Have a good one.